Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Cool Command Creations. This is part 2, episode 1. In this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how I did everything in yesterday's video. So, first off, let's start with the subscribe button, or the subscribe bell. So, in this command block, we have a command here. It says execute if entity. That means if this action occurs, then proceed to send a positive outcome. These comparators can detect that positive outcome, and that's emits a redstone signal which goes to these two command blocks. So it says execute if entity at A, which means all players, and BT, which is specific data on the player, selected item, which means the item that the player is holding, ID, the type of item, so in this case it would be a bell, and the count, 1B. That means that if a player is holding one bell in their hand, then this command block will have a positive outcome. This command block tests for that outcome every 20 times a second. Once it gets a positive outcome, these two comparators will light up, and these two command blocks will activate. Just like that. So to start off, we have this command block over here. This one's pretty simple. All it's in here is execute at rocket z1, which is myself, which means that this command is going to execute at myself, so it's going to do run, which is going to run the command, play sound, which means it's going to play the sound at myself, the entity experience orb pickup, which is just the sound, the ding sound, ambient, which is the sound type, so if you go into music and controls, ambient environment, and at myself. So execute at myself, play the sound of this for the ambient to myself. Next over here, we have a bit longer command. Can't actually do it in there, so I'll do it in the command block. So we have the tell raw command. It is the chat command. So tell raw pretty much means you can have any text in the chat or any type of link or URL or hover event. So we have tell raw, which is just put this text in chat to all players. Text, which means it's text that you're gonna display. Hit that, and this color right here, telling it that this section of the text is going to be white. Bold equals true. So this section is going to say hit that, and it's going to be white, and it's going to be bold. The next section is text, subscribe button, color red, same thing as the last one, except this one is just red and different wording. Bold equals true, although this one has a hover event. The hover event is what happens whenever you hover over the words of this specific words it'll show. In this case it says show text. Text, it's a bit cringy to put this here. That's what that is, and this color's white. I also added a click event to the subscribe button words, which basically means this right here says that it's going to open a URL whenever you click on it. Not immediately, you have to click the yes, but then this is the URL that it offers. And then the rest is just like the start. It says click that little, or click that. The color is white and bold is true. And this one just has a hover event because it's just blank, but it's still there because it was just easier to add it. This one is bell, color yellow, bold, true. Same thing, hover event has nothing, I just didn't get rid of it. And yeah, that's just the hover event text information, which is blank. So that's what happens whenever I hold a bell. So next up, on a little bit more complicated, the villager, Mr. Elon Musk. So if we do /data get entity, this long string, which is the entity I'm looking at, we got a lot of numbers. These numbers and names are the specific, it's all the data on this entity or villager. So this villager has no AI, as you can see right here. It is invulnerable. It has generic knockback, all the normal stuff. It has custom name, which is same thing as the bell command, but I applied it to a villager. And he has a tag called subTP. Now, he also has custom name equals visible, which allows us to see his name. So, knowing all that, the main thing is he has a tag called subtp. So this command is pretty much the same thing as the other one. It's execute if entity at A, MBT, selected item, but the only difference this time, instead of a bell, it is TNT. Now, same thing, when it detects that, it'll send a positive outcome, which powers these comparators. First off, let's start with this one, because it's the easiest. Same thing, run play sound, entity Ender Dragon Fireball explode, ambient at myself, same thing as the bell, just a different sound. This one says execute at all entities with that as type equals villager, so execute this command on every villager. Also, only do it on every villager who has the tag of subtp, which this villager has. So this is the only entity it'll find and apply this effect to. Run particle explosion at 1, which just pretty much means do it 1 above the villager, or in this case, the command applies at his feet, so it'll apply it at his chest or his head. So that's what this command does. And then we have this one, which is just another tell raw, which says tell raw with the name, color, white, text, color, green, bold equals true, text, color, aqua, bold equals true, text, white, and then it's just his words. I'm here to tell you to subscribe and comment down below on what cool ideas Rocket can try and make with commands. Top comments will be pinned. And color equals white, so it's the same thing as over there, it's just different formatting. So whenever this is a positive outcome, all these will be powered. And then this one says execute at Rocket Z1, which means it'll execute at myself, as myself, so the game will make me run the command, facing me, or facing entity, me, and eyes, which means wherever my eyes are at, it'll TP. Run TP all entity with the sub TP tag, which that's the only villager who has it, 2 blocks away from me in the what facing is it? East direction. So that's what all this does. Now this one right here is what makes him constantly face me. So this one says, it's pretty simple. It says execute as myself at subtp, type equals villager, so there's only one villager who has this data in the world. Run TP, same thing, same villager, he's constantly being teleported to me, or he's constantly being teleported to himself, sorry, and he's facing, so this is the main thing that this one does, it faces entity Rocket Z1. So this villager is constantly, every 20 times a second, is updating depending on where I'm standing. So if I move in a 20th of a second, it'll update and make sure it's constantly looking at me. And it'll look out of my feet, because when it looks at my eyes, it looks like above my head, and my feet is my eye level. It's a little bit confusing, but that's what it is. And that's it. That's the bell and the TNT explained, as you can see. Comparators light up, things happen in chat's a bit messy, but that's it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to comment, subscribe down below if you really liked it. Be sure to leave a like in the comment section if you want to see a cool idea that I can make with commands, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya!